What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so this is something I talked about recently. The situation involving Skip Bayless and a former Fox Sports hairstylist. And a former Fox Sports hairstylist has accused multiple people at the broadcasting company, including Skip Bayless, of misconduct, among other allegations in the workplace. In a document filed in Los Angeles on Friday, January 3rd, Nosheen Faraji, who worked for the company on a part-time basis from approximately 2012-2016, and then on a full-time basis from 2016 to August of last year, accused Bayless of offering her $1.5 million to do the dastardly deed with her, among other, quote, inappropriate comments. The 42-page long complaint also stated that Bayless, who worked at Fox on his show Skip and Shannon Undisputed from 2016 until last August, quote, grabbed Faraji's hands and, quote, began kissing them before allegedly offering the amount for to do the deed around the same time as she learned she might have cancer in July of 2021. The complaint stated that Bayless had previously requested that Faraji give him a haircut once a week. It claimed initially during the haircuts, Mr. Bayless would discuss his life, his work at Fox, and other innocuous matters. However, soon after the weekly haircut started, Mr. Bayless began finding excuses to touch Ms. Faraji. He would give her lingering hugs after each haircut, putting his body against her own, pressing against her breast. He then began to kiss her on her cheeks. Ms. Faraji was uncomfortable by the physical contact and would make excuses to leave right after the haircuts. I need to pick up my son from school, etc., etc. It added, in approximately summer of 2017, while Ms. Faraji was giving Mr. Bayless a haircut, he told her that she was voluptuous. As English is her second language and she was not familiar with the word, Ms. Faraji asked what that meant. Mr. Bayless seemed amused and told her to, quote, figure it out. The complaint claimed Ms. Faraji later asked a co-worker what the word meant and was mortified. Mr. Bayless then started being more aggressive and direct in his advances. Ms. Faraji continuously declined, stating that she did not date at work. She is a single mom and needed her job. Per the documents, as of April 2022, Faraji claims she received texts from Bayless saying he didn't need her hair or makeup done after she refused to have intercourse with him. He also reportedly accused Faraji of having intercourse with his former Undisputed co-host Shannon Sharpe. Along with Bayless, Fox Sports 1 and 2, Fox Sports executive Charlie Dixon, and Fox Sports 1 host Joy Taylor are also listed as defendants in the suit. The documents filed by Faraji accused Dixon of grabbing her buttocks at Taylor's birthday bash at Pearl's Rooftop in West Hollywood on January 14, 2017. The complaint stated, as Ms. Faraji was standing near the bar facing the crowd, Mr. Dixon approached her. He asked the bartender for a drink and then placed his arm on Ms. Faraji's lower back. He asked how she was doing, if she was having fun, and if she wanted a tequila shot. Ms. Faraji felt very uncomfortable By this unsolicited touching and responded, "No, thank you." Mr. Dixon then moved his hand lower and started rubbing her body and grabbing her buttocks. Ms. Faraji was mortified but quickly thought to fake an incoming call to escape from the situation. The complaint also stated that an anonymous female talent member had told Faraji that Dixon said that she would need to have. Give me a second. The complaint also stated an anonymous female talent member had told Faraji that Dixon said that she would need to have intercourse with him if she wanted to renew her contract, which she refused. Among the multiple allegations, Faraji, who was seeking unspecified monetary damages in a jury trial, also claimed she was, quote, mocked by Bobby Diaz, who puts the microphone on talent, on May 10, 2019 for her pronunciation of English words, as well as being sexualized for the way she was eating fruit. Yeah. Look, I don't know how much of this is true and how much of this is false, right? But a lot of this, of what I'm reading, it rings authentic. I'll put it like that. This doesn't sound as far-fetched as some of the other. There's detail here. There's detail. There's dates. These situations seem real. A lot of times when you hear about these allegations with Jay-Z and Diddy, it's always the same blueprint. I was somewhere on this date at a party, even though I'm young and I don't have a chaperone or my parents are nowhere really to be found, or whatever. Or whatever. If there's an older person, when I say older, I mean adult, and there's some situation where they just seem like they're a gullible hillbilly, but somehow you made it into this elite status, this elitist environment, but you're this hillbilly from shit kicker, Louisiana, who don't know about life apparently, don't know nothing, and somehow you just, even though you're a plain Jane looking person, Diddy and Jay-Z, they just gonna risk everything because you're so irresistible, and they take you off somewhere, and they offer you a drink, and you take it, and you get knocked out, and next thing you know, you wake up and your ass is hurting, or your JJ is throbbing in pain, and he just, it just sounds so ridiculous. This sounds credible. I'll just put it like this, it sounds credible. It also sounds like, it also sounds credible in the sense that she has an accent. So they look at her as somebody that's not, as somebody they can take advantage of. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be careful how I talk on here, you know what I'm saying? I'll just put it like this. Certain people who are in power look at her as somebody they could use. She's not fully in grasp of our language. She is, as they put it, she might not be, in my opinion, she's not the most beautiful person. She's not unattractive, but she does seem to be rather voluptuous. She's also of a lower social status than the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? So she seems like somebody they could use. I mean, that's what people do. People who are in power, you know what I'm saying? People who are in a position of, you know what I'm saying, domination or superiority as far as social structure, they tend to use people. And, she seems like she's definitely not white. So that's something that, I'm sorry, it just rings true. That's what goes on in this country. How many times we hear about these passport bros? I mean, yeah, people can sit there and say that the reason why they do it is because, Western women and the feminists, I get all that. But there's also an element that I can go to this other country and I could use these women for my personal gratification because I know their financial situation. And they're going to be more willing to do the things I want them to do because I'm in an advantage of power. And I know the perception that over there, Americans, we're all rich, we have money, we're generous, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's why when a lot of these quote unquote passport bros got to go to these countries to do what they're going to do, they got to be careful about these dudes who resent them and might want to do something to them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you something else I find interesting too, though. I find it interesting that she left Fox Sports at the same time Skip Bayless did, August of 2024. Now, it could be she was a hairdresser for the show and just was no longer serving Skip. I don't know. Or maybe it could be that she was actually a willing participant in something consensual with Skip. But then when it ended, now she feels like she's owed a severance package. So now she's suing him. Because isn't she suing him for 1.5? And that's the amount that you claim that he offered you? At least that's what some of the reports are saying. Maybe I'm wrong in that. But I thought that I saw that she sold Skip for 1.5, and you say that he's offered you 1.5. So I'm trying to look at this from both ways, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say something else, too. I'm getting really irritated at all these dudes talking about, I just can't see Skip doing that. I just can't, that don't sound like that's in his character. He's married to. Did you clowns forget that Skip got hacked a couple months ago? I think it was election night, wasn't it? He got hacked. And one of the persons, or maybe it was just one person, the person that hacked him, so they could look at his messages, and they said that Skip was writing he was into some freaky ish, and that he was, if the person was being honest, maybe they were saying it as a goof, but they would have access to seeing certain things if he was hacked. They were saying that Skip was propositioning models money for SEX. And that's something I've heard about Skip over the years. It hasn't been promulgated to the masses via the media, but it's definitely something I heard. Internet rumors. Not that I really care, but it's something I heard. So then when I saw the guy, whoever hacked Skip on his X Twitter account, said that they saw some evidence of that added credence to it. That's why when I hear this about Skip offering her $1.5 million, which by the way doesn't mean that he really was going to do that, but it could be more like that he offered her that because he just couldn't stand the thought of Shannon and everybody else possibly hitting it, but he didn't, because a lot of it's got to do with power and ego. He just wanted her to say yes because his ego couldn't stand her telling him no. I could definitely see that. But anyway, at the end of the day, I don't know whether or not she, is telling the truth about everything. There's a definite possibility that she's leaving a lot of stuff out. But she definitely did keep receipts, and that's really smart of her, because if she documented all this stuff, which is like she did, then Fox Sports is probably going to pay her a hefty sum. And if anybody is stupid in this scenario, it's Joy Taylor. Because it's like she blabbed her mouth about a lot of stuff. If it's proven that she was going to try to Me Too that dude after benefiting from all of that stuff willingly, then she's a scumbag too, allegedly. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.